Right, good morning. Welcome to Fishing Squad. Well, it's Sunday, the 21st of April. It's 4:30 in the morning. We're going out targeting some Huss this morning. Bit of a lastminute.com trip. Come through with my dad just to do a few jobs. It'd be rude not to have a go. So, we're going to get onto the Huss mark. That's where we're going. I've got mackerel, squid. I've got a couple of softback crab. What Lincoln managed to winkle me out at Morecambe. We fished Morecambe last week. I'm solo this one, I should say. And some squid, mackerel, softback crab. We're going to have a go for some Huss. I've got a double dongle rig on one rod and a pennel pulley on the other. I'll show you the rigs when it gets light. I'm hoping it's just getting light I think now, but when it's fully light and we're on the mark, it's about 10 minute walk, 10-15 minute walk to the mark. We'll go through rigs and stuff. I'm hoping to get a fish before, well, straight away basically. High tide's at 7:30, so we should be fishing 2 hours before high tide, so about 3 hours after. So I'm going to go down and have a go, see how we're going. There's a real nip in the air, as it has been all over the country. These clear skies don't half had a bit of nip in the air at this time of year. As soon as the sun goes down, that temperature starts falling. So yeah, we had a couple of frosts in Doncaster last week, but it's nice to have some clear settled weather for today, and hopefully we'll be able to cast out. Try the double dongle rig on one, like I say, and a pennel pulley on the other. I'm looking forward to trying and get a double hook up the Huss, basically, on the double dongle. Let's see how we get on. I think we will get a fish this morning, I really do, so we'll see at the mark. I've just got down. I mean, it's just breaking daylight. I haven't got any bother bringing any light over the head torch. Oh, that's better. Is that better? Yeah. Right, yeah, so we just got down. It's a lovely still morning. I saw a badger up way down here. I saw one before a couple of weeks ago. I think it's the same one. It's just a small one. It wasn't as skittish as they normally are. Something I've noticed coming night fishing a lot more in the last couple of years. I think there's either more badgers or it's because I'm doing more fishing. I don't know. I haven't made my mind up yet. But there does seem to be more obvious signs of badgers on these cliff tops and stuff, which is good, isn't it, for the badger population? If you're a wildlife fanatic like myself, it's very good. So yeah, got a lovely morning. It's truly stunning. This sun's just breaking on the horizon. I'd show you. You can just see it over my shoulder. But I'm not being funny. I just don't want to give this mark away too much. There's a few clues in my videos to where it is, but we're obviously at Aberdarren area. You'd never find it even if I showed you, but I've worked quite hard fishing this mark and stuff. If anyone wants to come fishing with me, I'm more than happy to bring you down here. Not a problem. But I'd rather, for my videos and stuff, just to keep it a little bit personalised. If you fish the area, you'll know where it is. That's not, it's not me being funny. Like I say, if anybody would like to come fishing, have a go with Huss, get in touch with me. Drop a comment. I'll drop my email alongside your comment. And yeah, I'm not funny like that. I just don't like giving marks away cheaply. I think that's fair and square, really, isn't it? But I'd be happy if you're down here to take you fishing, or you can come fishing with me, whatever. Yeah, nice one. Right, I'm going to get tackled up anyway. It's a fantastic morning, honestly. You can see the glow in the sky just there, look. I'll see if we can just get a bit of daylight without giving it away completely. There we go. There we go. Beautiful. Right then, first rig. It's a double dongle. It's got a decent sized spring on the top to tension it. It's clipped down, double dongle clipped down. Closer to you. We're going to start with a 7-ounce lead. We've got 250 circles, dongle on the bottom, cascade swivel connecting the bottom snood. Then obviously that's used to clip the top bait up. That's the business end. Well, that's the top end of the rig. Gemini splash down at the bottom. So we'll see how we get on with that one. Like first cast out. I'm confident this morning. It's a lovely morning, like I say. You can see the glow in the sky behind me. I haven't rushed about actually, to be fair, since I've come down. On the way down, I did need the head touch slightly, but I was hoping that it'd be quite light by the time I got down, so it'd be easy to set up in. But yeah, squid and mackerel baits on them, about 3 inches long, 3.5 inches long. So we'll get this banged out and see what happens. Right, the next rig, it's a pulley rig, 3-foot body, 2-foot snood, standard pulley, Gemini splashdown. I'm going to try an ounce lead today to see if we can hold that on the cleaner ground. And then on the, I've just got this one rod out already, obviously. The snood is 2 foot long, and if you look, the bigger circle I've actually snelled on with a knotless knot. I've just got a smaller circle. That's a 5.0 Koike circle from Chimp Rigs. This is a 8.0. I'm not sure. It's a bit like one of the Mustad circles. I actually got them off Temu, but I paid quite a decent amount for them. It's not like the cheap ones off Temu or anything like that. I think they're pretty much the same as what you'd. They're a bit like the Mustad Demon Circle, basically, as you can see. So we'll bait that up and I'll show you what it looks like. Right, so I've baited that up now. If you haven't noticed already this morning, we're just doing a bit of experimentation. We're trying a double circle on the Huss rigs. It looks nice, that like, doesn't it? How that sits in the bait. Looks really good. I don't know if you can see very well. The line's not as good as at the moment as we need it to be. But yeah. So we're just doing a bit of experimentation with circle hooks. We've got the double dongle on one rod. I'm not sure the cascade swivel on the bottom is going to be sufficiently beefy enough to support the top snood. It did come off in cast, but it did cast. So we'll just see how that goes. We might need something a bit more beefy, basically, on the bottom snood, the swivel. You were right, Charlie, by the looks of it, basically. I had a discussion with Charlie on one of the group chat last night. A bit sceptical over the cascade swivel for a beefed up tilt clip down. The standard cascade is big enough. Possibly isn't, but we'll see how that goes. I'm sure it'll fish anyway. That's the main thing. We'll just see how we get on today. If we catch fish on that rig, we'll make appropriate changes. So that's what I've done so far on that bait up, and then now I'm going to just add some squid to it. I love using mackerel and squid for Huss. Well, generally on the deep water rock marks, it's absolutely just deadly. Basically, so we use what works. Find it picks up most species. It's a good sort of bait for most species. So use what works, isn't it? Got some squid here. So what I'll do is I don't chuck the tentacles or the guts. I use them later on, like the last few bait ups. I'm running out of bait. I just put them to one side. Keep them in a pile or in a tub. They usually catch fish as well, which is good. Some people sling, don't they? So I think we're just going to strap this to the back of the bait with a bit of elastic. You can go over your. So what we'll do for this one, we're going to cut the squid. Cut about a quarter off the squid, just off the main bit of the squid. What we took the head off and stuff. And the bottom hook, I'm going to go over the point of the hook like that. So we'll get like that. Then we're going to secure that with some more elastic, so it'll hold the bottom hook in better, a little bit better. If we can find elastic. Yeah, I haven't brought much elastic down this morning. Like I say, I'm always a twat for leaving it everywhere. So, like I said in my other videos, it could end badly this one. Don't be running out of elastic, or losing the elastic, should I say. But yeah, squid and mackerel, it really is a superb bait, fish in a cocktail. What it is, frozen mackerel, it's a good bait. We add a bit of squid to it, and it makes it an even better bait. So we've got a nice squid and mackerel wrap, large squid and mackerel wrap. We've got a 9-ounce lead on this one. We'll see how it casts. I will do a bit more filming of stuff like it's hard on my own to be honest with you. It's hard enough when I've got someone with me as well. To be fair, on the deeper marks it is. So that'll clip down like that. It sits really nice on the pulley rig, nice and straight. Even though there's a nice curve on the back circle. So I'm going to get this fired out. See if we can pick a fish up. Morning, pal. How we doing? He has now. Poor thing. Steady. He's got himself stuck, the clown. Thought we're going to have to rescue him. Oh, well, that was very dainty. I'll give you about 2 for that dive. Poor thing. He didn't see me to start with. Right, so we've had just changed baits on both rods. Had bites on both rods as well. Possibly dogfish. Them circles, you can hook dogfish on circles. I've had them on 10-0 circles before, but at least when you bait a bit. And we're not here for dogfish. Nice little seal out this at the bottom of the rocks this morning. He didn't see me till I spoke at all. It was looking straight at me. It was weird. Like I say, I've seen a badger this morning on the way down. I've had a seal basically join me for breakfast. What I've noticed as it's getting light, well, I noticed straight away as soon as I got down here, the clarity of the water is superb. It's getting back after winter. I might have a go for some mackerel later on this evening. We'll see how tired I am. I might just have a walk down to a deeper mark with the feathers, see if we can pluck some mackerel or pollock out or whatever. It's a lovely mark, this one. Faces due east approximately. Fish it in a 60-mile-an-hour southwesterly. It's just really convenient mark. It's a fantastic Huss mark. What I've been able to do now, because it's calm, we've got a 5-mile-an-hour easterly, which doesn't really make a difference. Able to hit the distance what I want to hit, fish where I want to fish, where usually I get Huss. The torque dongle rig come back, it wasn't tangled, so I'm happy with that. That's a big win-win-win. I can work back from that now if I need to make any changes to make it a bit stronger or whatever. But the second one I cast out, I put slightly small baits on. The top snood didn't fly off the cascade swivel, which is good. I mean, it is a bit over-complicated possibly, but I just want to test stuff this morning. That's what I'm down here for. To use some bait up that needs using and test stuff. I've put a bit of crab and squid on the top hook on that double dongle rig, so we'll see how that goes. It's getting a bit more light now. I'll be very surprised if we don't get Huss this morning. I'm convinced we're going to get one. I'm going to get some rigs pre-baited so we're fishing continuously and getting maximum out of our fishing time down here this morning. It's, just give me a sec. I've got a clue what time it is. I'm just pushing 6 o'clock. So I'm going to be down here till about 10. High tide's at 7:30. Usually come on the feed now. So I think, well, like literally, you could time it. You know, you could absolutely time it to the window sort of 2 hours before I to 2 hours after for him off here. Last 2 sessions, or should I say, 3 out of the last 4 sessions, I ain't caught him. I ain't caught him. In one of them sessions, I did have one drop off on the surface. But yeah, I've fished as well for the last half dozen sessions or so. But I know they're there. You know what I mean? It's not. I won't stop fishing down here just because of that. I know they're here. Just I've been here when they come round. And there was one time when it did fish differently. It fished really well on the ebb. So that's been one exception out of like about 30 sessions. That maybe more. Sun's coming up now, as you can see. It's lighting the grass bank up behind me. It's going to be a lovely morning. What we're really pleasing is we've not only got gin clear water back, we've got still conditions this morning. The track down and that has dried out. It's surprising. Within 2 weeks, everything started drying out. It's mad how quickly things have changed. We had cloudy water last time, slippery banks on the way down, slippery fields. Now everything's just dried out quickly. I think that's been probably the quickest transformation I've seen around here, I'd say. I think we'll have a go for some mackerel later. It's early in the year. Probably will struggle, but we'll have a go see if we can get some pollock and stuff as well. Might as well. We've got a few sets of mackerel feathers back up at the cottage. So give it a go. Yeah, it's been a bit of a slow start on this one. Well, I'm saying slow start. I did have bites on the first two bait ups. I think what I'm going to do is, on the pulley rig, I'm going to alternate between the circles. I'm going to put a rig out with J-hooks on, just to see, because I did have a good bite on that. It was taking line off the reel. It's in free spool, but it was actually swimming with the bait, and it seemed to, when I reeled in, the bait was sort of, the hooks were like that, and the bait was sort of, sorry, the bait was sort of coming across ways, across the hooks like that way. So I don't know if one had been chewing at it. I think it possibly could have done, honestly, genuinely, I reckon it could have done. For whatever reason, it didn't carry on. So yeah. We're going to try maybe the circle on the bottom and a J hook on the back on the next bait up. See how that goes, because I know that does work. I'm just experimenting with stuff really, just to decide. Basically, what my thinking is at the minute, I'm going in with some circles. The double dongle rigs, just because I know there's a lot of fish off here on some tides. It might not be today. The double circle is because I'm thinking just to see if it snags less. I'm pretty sure. I know a single dongle circle does. It snags less. It's not as rough ground here as the mark I want to use it on. Well, I'm just thinking for when the taupe turn up, if a double circle will work or whatever, you know. I know, well, with these dongle rigs, single circle and that, but I think with bigger baits, you might want an extra hook on your bait, you know. So maybe a double circle, just so you still get the benefit of it snagging less, basically. I'm pretty sure that's how it's going to work. It'll snag less. I think I'm just getting a bit of interest actually. And I'm sure that were a little dainty bite. I have had lobsters and crabs off here before, so you just never know. It wasn't a very convincing bite, to be honest. But I'm going to bait some rigs up anyway. Right, update. Double circle. I think it's just cost me a fish. It's difficult to say, but there's no reason. It was taking line off my reel a bit. There's not much damage to the mackerel, but it had to, surely it was a Huss. And it's pulled the back circle out. It's like slid the bait down the snood. So I've gone back to the single circle and a J-hook. But that don't mean I'm going to stop using that. It just means I probably won't use it on the Huss. It's just one of them. You know, on this channel you've seen I've gone through loads of hook patterns, loads of methods. I'm happy with what I've got so far, but I like to try other stuff out, especially at this time of year when it's early in the year for what we like to target. So yeah, this rig here is the double dongle. It's coming untangled every time, pretty much. So I'm happy with that. Not had any bite. I've had one bite on it. I think it was a dogfish bite though. Fingers crossed some fish. Managed to Huss on the double dongle. It didn't give me a bite. Reeled it in. It's on the bottom hook. What I've started doing is putting a bigger bait on the bottom and a small one on the top. It's something fish. It's a nice fish. I'm going to give her a weight. It's worth a weight, definitely. Get on. It went over me over the line on the reeling. Look at them beautiful eyes. Gorgeous fish. You realise how big this fish is. Look how long he is. Side of my foot. I'm going to get him weighed anyway. Right, I've zeroed the scales. Let's go grab the fish. It's like about minus £1.5 approximately. I really don't like being dicked with, basically. I'm not the best. It's a good £10. It's see what it holds at. She ain't playing ball at all. I'll get. We're showing slightly over 10.5. Slightly over 10. Right, it's saying 1160. So that's all right. 1160. Just over £10. Like it. It'll be like £10 1 ounce or something like that. That's all right. It's a nice fish to start the day off. Lovely. Made up to have caught it on that double dongle rig. Just need to get a double hook up now. But I'm happy, so I'm happy to not be blanking. And she is a stunner. Or is it he? Actually, it's a male. He's a male. That's why you're a little feisty sod. I And he's got, I'm going to leave it in there, but he's got some sort of fish in him already. Like, I don't know what that is. He's got small dogfish in him or a small Huss. And he's gob, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, might be right, Lincoln, about these Huss. I'm going to get a picture of him now. It's calm like this, there's no excuse for not giving him a nice release, really. So I'll get down to the water's edge as low as we can. Spin around. Can't spin you around for some reason. So there's no excuse for not giving him a nice release. They deserve. They're tough old creatures, like, look at that. It's been out of water for 10 minutes probably max. Just trying to work his bearings out. He'll find his bearings soon enough, like, you know. Won't you, son? Good lad. I'm just going to stand a bit further away. He's still laid down here. He will get his bearings shortly. I'm sure. He has got that fish in his gob, so he's probably digesting that. We'll check on him in a minute. I'll come back a few minutes later and he's gone. Good lad. You know, I do feel a sense of responsibility as a fisherman, fish care and all that type of thing. You know, them Huss, they can take some hammer, but you don't need to don't mean you need to abuse them, you know what I mean? And I like to get a photograph for Instagram and all that type of thing, and sometimes it's probably not fair on the fish, to be honest. But he's swum off, he's totally fine, so I'm happy with that. I'm selling on these sort of size baits on the double dongle. Too nice. The Huss seem to like a long bait sometimes. It just seems to work well. It's strange. It is really strange. It really is, honestly. Some of the stuff it sounds contradicting, but I do like a long bait. That's perfect because I've got a big mouth, a long bait. They'll come along and just nail it. That size bait that I caught Huss on. Yeah, it's unfathomable. Smaller circles work better, and smaller baits if you're using a dongle. But then again, if you go up to a 10-0 circle on the dongle, you'll look on that. But then anything in between, actually this is what I'm finding. Like, I've just snipped these off my other snood on a big bait. Anything in between, it doesn't seem to hook up. I don't know why. Madness. I've just put a round bottom on now because I've just lost 2 rigs, one on each rod. With them, when you first get them, they do need adjusting sometimes, depending on the gauge of your loop on your lead. That's quite a thick loop that on that lead. But when you first get them out of the packet, they might need opening up a bit. If you have trouble with them not working and stuff, well, that's a sec. If you have trouble with them not working and stuff, you may need to just open them up a touch. I know I do with these. I don't know if you can tell. Just get it to a point where you can actually see what I'm just trying to tell you. Trying to say, I mean. Can you see? That one I've opened up. You can see, can't you? Compared to that one. Open it up to make sure it releases on impact with the water. So what tends to happen on these marks, when the tide changes for better or for worse, when it's going out or coming in, you start losing gear because the current picks up and it starts pulling you into snags. On here, I have got it gauged. I was just a bit lazy. It's got my VMO logo in the shot. I was a bit lazy and it's cost me a rig on each rod basically. I've only got £20 mono on this one with the double dongle rig on. So really, should really be using a rod on bottom on that one, because if you get snagged, you're not going to get back no matter what you do. £30 line really should be minimum on rough ground, but I spooled it up with 20 because we did some beach fishing at Morecambe last weekend. But we'll cast this one out anyway. I'll spin you around. This has got it's got crab in there, wrapped with squid and mackerel. Crab, some carp that Lincoln gave me last weekend, wrapped with squid and mackerel. Let's see if we can catch something on it. Right, I'm still down. Hats off, coats off. It's lovely, lovely jubbly. Summer's on its way, guys. These are the type of sessions. I know it's been a slow one. I've had probably lost a couple of us at the start with them double circle rigs. I do blab on a lot about hooks, like I know what I'm on about and stuff with us. But literally, I think it's just a case of use what's best, use what you find works. It's more important the fish are there, I think. And on this mark, I know the fish are there. They haven't been there in numbers this morning, but I know one session this year we'll get a few out. And it's part of me thinking, should I do a night session down here tonight? But I haven't really got enough bait and stuff, and I think we'll go out mackerel feathering. Because I reckon if you come down here tonight in darkness, you'd bag up on them. But I was determined to go this morning. I've come this morning and I've only had one, which ain't bad, but it could be better. So I'm just going to rebait the double dongle rig, which, by the way, I'm made up with how that's worked. It doesn't tangle up. It stays straight in the tide. I think because you're using more robust components than you do on like a usual clip down rig, if you like, it don't tangle. The actual dongle stems, it helps it not tangle. It's mad. So we're going to reel that in and we'll have a go. Well, put a fresh bait on. We've got mackerel, squid bait already baited up on a hook there, on some hooks there, and we'll fire it out. The casting cannons that I've had on my rods now for a month, I've had a distance to me on this mark, and everything's just, it's an improvement on last year. Everything. I've gone fixed spool this year, and I'm smashing it with them, and I'm really happy. Like I say, today's just been a bit of trial and error with hook patterns and stuff. It hasn't taught me anything I didn't know. It hasn't taught me anything new, should I say? So we'll see if another fish shows that. I could just do one more fish just to quench the thirst, if you like. So I'm going to reel this in, change baits, and we'll see if something else shows. Bites have gone dead. We had a few bites to start with, and it's just gone dead. Tide's ebbing out. It's about an hour, well, probably 2 hours after high now. But there's not a ripple on it. It's like a mill pond. That easterly light breeze we had to start with is completely dropped. It's like a pond. It's absolutely glorious. When that sun's out, it's like a summer's day. It really, these rock marks are heat traps, even in winter, even in spring. They really are. Once that sun gets up on these black rocks, it just really captures the heat. But it's just nice to see a reminder that summer's on its way. And we'll get these baits sorted now anyway. Second fish of the session, a dogfish, hooked on the dongle, not on the actual hook. Look, the rotten bottom clip that I use on the bottom of my dongle, it swallowed it, more or less. That is a lovely marked dogfish. I love them. I always say it on camera. I know people probably laugh. It's got funny growth on its back there, actually. But nice markings for a doggy. We'll get him put back. Right. Sort this rig out. Well, there's nothing wrong with this rig, should I say. Just going to unclip it. I'm just using up some aero pulley things I got sent by mistake by someone I ordered some stuff off once upon a time. Not a big deal. They didn't send me the rotor bait clips, so they accidentally sent me the aero pulley. They're Trident tackle aero pulleys, but I'm using them up as like a fast change clip because I've run out of Thermalinks. We're coming up to probably like the last bait ups, if you like. I think it might be the last one on this rod. The tide's ebbing out. That's strayed on. I've already baited that up. Strayed on. Get it lobbed out. Let's put the last baits out. Double dongle rig. I've got crab, squid on the top hook, and mackerel, squid on the bottom. Pennel pulley. We've got whiting and squid wrap. I need to sort that back hook out a bit. It's a bit loose. So we'll see how we get on with these. Last bait ups. Been an enjoyable morning all the same. We're leaving. It's absolutely like a pond now. It's ebbing out about 3 hours after high, and it's just stunning. It's a bit of a sea mist coming in the air. It's a bit misty out there. So I've just been looking if you could get some taupe off here. There's some awesome places to land them, like down here and stuff, or down here. It'd be sound. I'm sure you get taupe off here. We're a bit more tucked in than the other marks that we fish. It's a lot shallower, but if there's Huss like there is and congers and stuff, there's going to be taupe. So just look at that lovely gin clear water. That's what we've missed, definitely. Right, so we're back out again. The video's going to carry on. It's on the same day. It's nearly 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm just going to go down onto a deeper mark to try and catch some fresh bait. whether it be pollock or mackerel. And we know Huss like either. I did throw in quite a substantial amount of mackerel off the marker fish this morning because they've been in and out of the freezer half a dozen times. They were getting too scuzzy. So I wasn't intending to fish tonight, but I just get a feeling that in darkness, in still conditions, it's too much of an opportunity to pass up. So I'm on the way down to the deep water rock mark now, where I'm just going to be spinning. It's wrong stage of tide to do anything else really. And then we'll hit the mark where we fished this morning, back there, over the same stage of tide basically, going into darkness. So yeah, we'll see how we get on. I'm confident. We've got some squid if we fail on the fresh bait. We've centred it up basically with them gammy mackerel we've thrown in as well. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Just while getting my fishing stuff ready, I've just seen a red kite. I'll put that bit of video in now. Not very common around North Wales, first one I've seen here to be fair. So yeah, interesting. So I've seen a badger this morning, a seal, and now a red kite. Not a bad old day in terms of wildlife. I've had a 10-pound Huss this morning, a dogfish. I want more. You just can't pass up. It'd be foolish to pass up an opportunity to fish comfortably. It's not always like that here. So let's go and have another go. Trouble is, I'm going to spin with my Ron Thompson on this mark. Then we're going to get back on the cliff path, head back northish kind of, and fish the Huss mark. So all on foot. Been up since 4 o'clock this morning. I had 4 hours sleep. So let's go and have a go. I'm glad the videos continue, to be fair. I just can't not fish, truthfully. So we'll see you at the deep water rock mark. We're going to try and catch some fresh bait. It's got a red kite. I don't know if you can see it. There. Red kite. It's been attacked by another bird, by a crow or something. What a bird, hey? On a bit of a scrap. Down to the mark, same old bollocks. Really, yeah, people are already taking piss. Rubbish. What we've got over fucking here. Can't take the fucking rigs home with him. It's on a little bits of shite, but if anyone watches my videos and it's you, take your fucking rubbish home, you lazy fucking dirty bastard. It's not on that at all. I ain't coming down here tidying up after every bastard. Fucking look after your own fucking shit. I'm down, obviously. I'm sick of it. You waste your time fishing down here at this time of year anyway, by the way. You'd be very lucky to catch anything other than Huss and eels and dogfish and pollock. So there's just no need, is there, to leave shit. It's only a bit of shit. It's tab ends all over at fucking place. Fag papers, bits of mackerel feathers, you know. Anyway, fuck it. I'm going to get feathers on and have a go. So setup is just these like shrimp rigs. Always caught mackerel on these in tough conditions. Water clarity is not as good here as what it is on the shallower mark, but these usually do all right. I'm having to spin with my Ron Thompson accelerator, and I just chucked a reel in that we use off the beach. Vigo, Linef, what is it? I don't know. LNFD, whatever it is. Yeah, 80. There's £80 braid on that straight through. You don't need that for mackerel spinning, but that's all I've got on it. Yeah, so I'm hoping for a couple of pollock at least. What do I think we'll catch? I think we'll struggle. I think you could feather your arse off on a day like this and catch nothing, basically. We've got a chance of pollock, and that's what we're hoping for. Ideally, I could just do getting 4 on first chuck and then just go into the next mark. So I'm about a mile away from next mark. Without gear and that. It's going to be a slow slog after only having 4 hours sleep, but we're on it. We're going to have a go. I've tidied some of that rubbish up. There's still some down here, but It's not my job necessarily, but I try and look after the mark the best I can. I ain't got time to pick everything up today, so I'll save that for next time. Right, I'm gonna have a few casts. Stop bleating on about rubbish. Right, nice one. So I've cast that rod out. It's got treble squid on. Do up flapper, and I'm gonna have a cup of tea. Then we're gonna move marks. Right, yeah. I knew as soon as I got here there'd be a tall order to get anything on feathers. You've got top section of water's crystal clear, about 4 foot down. It just gets cloudy as shit. On the shallower mark, it is clearing out quicker. I'm guessing because it's shallower water, isn't it? And that milkiness is getting washed out of it probably. But it'll clear up here in another couple of weeks. It'll be gone, probably another week. It's a bit like an algae bloom under the, a couple of feet under the surface, then down. But yeah, I think it basically is that. The more sunlight it gets on it, it'll kill it. I'm suspecting. Having a cup of tea. Let's see if we can get a bite on this rod. Even if we just get, I've used years ago. I used Tom Pot Blennies off near this mark where we're going for the Huss. I had dogfish on them. It was in February. Someone's got to tell me they're protected species, aren't they? Next. I think they were common blennies actually, because I found them under rocks in like a cove a long time ago, but only like 14 or something. I've been fishing. I've been coming down here onto this rock mark since I was 3 years old. Believe it or not, just like the summer before I was 4. Right. I remember coming down with my granddad. My dad was fishing. He brought me down, and I would just watch my dad cast out, and then cast his feathers out, and he caught a few mackerel and stuff. And then the next time I come down, I think I were when 1990. I might have been 5. I come down night fishing with my dad. Come down like in an evening. We tackled him up with a float, and I caught my first ever sea fish, which was a pollock on limpet on the float. Back then, I don't know when he used to come down here. Now it's just getting ruined, basically. I mean, some people can say, "Well, you're doing a YouTube channel down here," but no one knows where. Only people that know where I fish is people that've been down here. But it is getting ruined, It is what it is, though. People can't hold their own piss, can they, when they catch fish? But why should they as well? It is what it is, isn't it? Well, I mean, I suppose there's one thing coming down here and fishing, which is perfectly entitled to do. Right? It's a free country. There's another thing coming down here and leaving it shithole. That's not on. There's certain areas where people park and stuff. You just have a bit of respect for the land that you're on, basically. Complete on about it. Some people just haven't got the intelligence to respect or the respect of anywhere. I always say you give respect to get respect. That's it. Well, at least I've got a free rig out of it. So we're going to drink this cup of tea and hopefully reel something. I mean, does anyone ever use dogfish for bait? Can you put that in the comments? I know I keep getting recommended it off some crazy builder from Morecambe. But literally, if I'm sending squid out, I just need some meat to wrap to it, basically, whether it's dogfish, pollock, coalfish, wrasse, tom pot blennies, rockling. I just need something to strap up with it. I can make baits out. I've got loads of squid. I can make decent baits out of it. Don't get me wrong. I definitely want money to catch fish, but I don't like using just one bait. I like to have a cocktail of things. Just one decent pollock will do, like £1.50. I'll get 4 or 5 baits out of that with my squid. So, yeah, I've gone helpful over it today. Got back up this morning about 11:30. Didn't have any breakfast. Had a cuppa when I got back. Helped my dad do some jobs in garden and stuff. 2 o'clock we had something to eat, and then did a few more jobs. I've come down here, so I've had 4 hours sleep since 7:30 yesterday morning. And I think we're heading back tonight at midnight. So hopefully I have this video on tomorrow, which will be Monday. This is Sunday the 20th the 21st of April. No, that's happening with this rod. I'm going to drink my tea. No, we'll probably be at the next mark when I put the camera back on. Fresh is best, fresh is best. Get in. And another. As soon as it hits bottom, they're picking it up. Good sport this. I'm going to probably get one more then. Right, packed up ready for my long walk. I want to be fishing by 7. It's 5:30 now, I think. So let's have it. On the move. I've got confidence to say that the route I'm taking on the cliff tops is probably the route the fish are swimming, as daft as it sounds. We'll see, won't we, when we get there? It could be a stupid thing to say. Based on what I know, and a fish still around this mark where we're going, the whole stage of the tide, they should be there, especially with some fresh pollock and squid wraps being sent out. I don't know if I'm going to put the double dongle rig out tonight or not. I think I might just go with 2 panels. I don't know. See how I feel when I get down there. There's that temptation to get too Huss. At the same time, I'd rather just catch some fish. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens when I get down there. Right, I'm down. I've just had to pour myself a drink. It were right trick that, honestly. I'm here now though. I'm still gonna have a minute. High tide's at between 10 to 8 and 20 past 8. 20 past 8 on BBC, 10 to 8 on the Labour Tide table. I think it's that. I think that's right. I'm sure it were 8:30 this morning. I could be wrong. Anyway, it's around between 8 and 9. Probably fish it till about 10:30, then get off. Looking forward to using some fresh bait. We've got a little bit of a northerly that's whipped up on our left cheek. It's just put a bit of a few waves on. Now, the last time I fished this and it was like this, I fished it in daylight and I had 3 out. Or did I have 4 out? I had 3 or 4 out and I should have had 8 out. So I am expecting to catch some, not just one, some. I mean, I'm confident, and sometimes, you know, it don't go to plan, but that don't mean it's not, you know, it don't mean that it's not worth fishing here again. Just keep coming back, don't you? I'm going to neck this, quaff this, tackle rods up, and then chill out, basically. I'm not going to be baiting loads of rigs up all the time. Like, I would have baiting loads of rigs up ridiculously earlier on. I'll show you what rig I'm using, what hook pattern we're going for. You might think I'm crazy. I'm just trying to eliminate ways of slipping hook. And I think it's pretty obvious that you need a big back hook and a small bottom hook. That's what the point of this video is. I've banged on about it. I've tried to show different things. With the dongle rig, I'm going for more of a finesse bait with a small circle. And I think because of the size of the Huss's mouth, I can get that straight down, no problem. But I haven't hooked him very well when it's been a bigger hook with a dongle. Blabbing on about it again, aren't I? We'll just stick with that. Small hook on the bottom, big hook on the back. Gives you the maximum chance of catching it, of nailing him. Well, I'll actually show you a rig. I've got him here. Most of my gear's in Doncaster still. I managed to find some old like rigs that I'd snipped up, but I've still got the rig bodies. I just cut the snoods off. So we've got, I think they're on here. I think they're not even on this one. Not the other dress. When you're tired and stuff, and you get your stuff ready for fishing, it's when you misplace something. So yeah, so we've got a pulley rig in £200. Now the other thing is, I'm wondering if the £200 line weight's better than other poundage line. I'm just blabbing on. Put in your comments. I'm absolutely just blabbing on. I'm tired. I'm just blabbing. Probably don't want to listen to me. But I wonder if £200, because it's a bit stiffer, I wonder if it makes your bait sit better in the tide. I don't know. But basically we've got a 6.0 tamers on the bottom, a 10.0 Kiki circle on the back, and I've hooked them with this method before, so you either take one hook or both hooks. So we'll try that to start. We'll put a nice bit of pollock on with some squid attached to it. See how we go. So hopefully we'll be getting some fish out. Snake going out, 6.0 tamers on the bottom, 10.0 circle on the back, Yoki circle. Let's get it fired out. The dongle rig, the DD rig. Smaller bait on the top, pollock squid wrap. Slightly bigger bait on the bottom, pollock squid wrap. It seems to work quite well because I know all the weight's at the bottom. Got a nice dainty bait at the top. Did me a fish this morning, this rig, so we'll fire it out See if we can get something. Nothing's happened on the other rod that I've just cast out. So fire it out, pour a brew, and chill out for a bit. Tiredness is catching up on me a bit at the minute. I've got a bag of crisps, that's all I brought with me. I'm going to have a bag of crisps and a brew and chill out. Right, and rod boys, just had the first indication of a Huss. See if it comes back and does it again on that pollock squid wrap. It's just going again. Let's see what it does. Plenty of time. I've got a 10-0 circle on the back with a 6-0 J hook on the bottom. You see it? There she goes. Go on. It's a feisty Huss. She's absolutely. I'm going to have to get her away, get her hooked. Lovely fish, first bait up, get in. Right, we're again just like we were this morning. We've got a double figure Huss in the sling. Just have to excuse my coat. Excuse a sec. We've got a double figure Huss in the sling. And we know the sling weighs 150. Now it didn't look that big this. It's coming in at. Got wind, that's trouble. The sling weighs 150. Stay still a minute. Ain't going to be a PB anyway, but I just like an accurate weight, you know what I mean? I just don't think we're going to get one. Get down that sling, love. She's a feist, she's absolutely aggressive as don't like. Can I get in there? On that bar? Hope I can. If I can, that's a bonus. Zipped up. Should be alright, right. Right. 12 to 8. 12 to 8. Obviously, I've got to take a £1.5 off the sling. So, it could be, it'll be just 10 3/4 or something like that. I'll have a picture with her as well. Right, so the conclusion is bigger back hook, smaller bottom hook. That was hooked on the rig I showed you with the 10-0 circle. It was absolutely, I couldn't show you on camera because it was absolutely wrestling the shit out of me. I didn't want to distress it any more than is necessary, but it will absolutely, it wasn't coming off at all. All you do is you just wind. You lift to release your lead if you need to, but you just wind and it does the hook. So the conclusion is, I've tried to do a bit of experimentation today. I've got bleats on about it throughout the video. I hope I haven't bored you to death with it. The final conclusion is, don't snell the back hook. Use two hooks. The bottom hook's smaller than the back hook. It can be a circle 10-0 at the back or an 8-0 J hook, depending on where you're fishing. You can also use a small circle on the bottom. But you need to probably use a J hook. Maybe. Fuck it, it all works, doesn't it, basically. I've had enough sleep. But basically, use a bigger hook at the back and you should be fine. Fish number 2 incoming on the double dongle. The benefit of dropping the lead on the rotten bottom's there to see. We'll get him in. He ain't coming off. And we'll get him hooked. She rested her in the pool. While she's rested in the pool, I fired clipped the rig off it and fired it back out with the repeated rig up. So we keep continuously fishing. This fish is happy in this pool. I'll just show you the hook hold and stuff with a dongle rig. Because this hook and dongle is small. Now I know there's a lot of Huss off this mark, as you can see, but I wouldn't recommend using this setup to on some marks where they shed loads of dogfish because you just get dogged out. They'll struggle to hook up on the dongle, as you saw this morning when I hooked it on the round bottom clip on the dogfish I had earlier. But look, you get them inside at mouth like that. It's a small hook. It's a 5-0 circle, and that works well as a dongle for Huss, but you have to use small baits. When you start using bigger baits and bigger dongles, I seem to struggle. You know, for the singles, just single hooks, which they are obviously if it's a dongle. So we're just going to, with a circle hook, just bear in mind the shape of the hook, the turn of the hook when you're hooking the fish. It's not just a straight. You need like long nose pliers. These have got an angle to them, they're perfect because can really get the hook back round sometimes. You can really get the hook back round on its curve. I think you need to get right at the corner of the mouth where the hook is. You know, like where the last bit of the curve is almost. Just pull it round. Right, so yeah, I had to use a bit of force there, but it's fine. And that's the rig. It dropped the lead. It was snagged up when I came to reel it in, didn't give me a bite. It was hooked on the bottom hook. Just dropped the lead off the rotten bottom clip, the weak link. And there we're left with a lovely hook fish that was never coming off when I got it in. That's why I had time to film, get it on camera, which is probably, it's between 9 and 9.5, I'd say, this one. It's another nice fish, like, as you can see. It's an absolute stunner, really. Good stamp of fish off this mark, and I'm absolutely loving them. The lovely fish, look how beautiful that is. So I'll put it back in the pool and we'll get a picture. It's nice having a pool just to revive them and stuff, and give you time to get your trophy picture if you like. Right, I've just put the last bait up out on the left-hand rod. The right-hand rod, just prior to me casting it out, it was almost like the lead got dislodged by a Huss. I don't know if there'll be a fish on it. I'm going to reel it in now. I've got the last bait up, ready to go out as well. I've already just put the last one out on the left-hand rod. There she is, that one there. That will be going out next. It's a big bait, that. And nearly used all the pollock up. Not got long left of the session, to be fair. Reasonably happy so far. Right then, guys, I've just packed up. I am absolutely wiped. I've drank my flask of tea. I'm going to head up the cliff path. Well, up the cliff, up onto the cliff path, back to the cottage. I'm going to have something to eat, then get off back to Doncaster. My dad's driving home, so he's had a snooze while I've been fishing. He'll be all ready for driving home. I'll probably sleep. I've done everything I can. I didn't set out for this video to be... sorry, I'm really uncomfortable. Just give me a sec. I didn't set out for this video to be about what it's ended up being about. We've gone through hook patterns. We've gone through rigs. We've gone through baits. We've gone through showing that a bit of fresh bait does help. So basically, this video now, if you've got to this stage of the video, it's like a fully comprehensive guide on how to catch bullets in North Wales, basically. So, not all marks are high tide marks, by the way. A lot of the round here are low tide. If you're struggling, fish darkness in either low or high, on the ebb or on the flood. If it's deep water, I'd suggest, if it's deep water, fish low. If it's shallowish, you know, near a beach or whatever, or on a beach, fish the flood. If you struggle in daylight, fish darkness. Simple as that. We've concluded that the small dongles work, and for big baits you want a big J hook or a circle hook at the back and a smaller hook at the bottom. Don't snell your hooks. Don't have two hooks that are the same size. All the ones I've lost to when I've had two hooks the same size, pretty much. I don't know why. It's as if they can just go straight down the bait. But when you have a big hook at the back and a small one at the bottom, that clips into your splashdown, it's like they come onto your bait and they can't just slide off your bait. I think they just chew and tear us. So yeah, it's not been as cold as what I thought it'd be tonight. It did feel like it was going to be really cold at one stage, but then we've got some cloud coverage now. So I'm going to walk back up now. I'm absolutely wet. I need to recharge my batteries. Got work tomorrow night. So there you have it. Hope you've enjoyed it. I've absolutely loved it. I've a couple of things that happened. Went down into Deepwater Rock Market where shithole. Some kind fellow had dumped a flapper rig on rocks. Didn't have any small hooks myself or flapper rigs. Tied on a hook on my feathers and stuff. Baited it up with squid after struggling to catch on the feathers because of the water clarity being poor. Managed two decent pollock for bait. They've been crucial in getting them first two fish. And being truthful, in this evening session, and being truthful, I probably should have fished the flood for long, you know what I mean?
Got down here about an hour before high, an hour and a half before high. Could have done with fishing probably mid flood or 4 hours, 5 hours, even from low tide up really. But hey ho, I had some jobs I had to do. So I've had 4 hours off and I've been bang at it. I only managed 3 Huss. The biggest one was just shy of £11, which I'm absolutely delighted with. Um, I'm still going to keep trying that double dongle rig. That works, but both Huss didn't register a bite on the rod. They were both hooked on the bottom snood, and the lead was absolutely anchored into the seabed. I think because obviously it's like a paternoster, it's very difficult for them to register a bite. I think they just sit on your bait basically. So yeah, so small dongles for small baits work for Huss, and for big baits you want a big back hook and a smaller bottom hook. Try and stay clear of big dongle baits for Huss. You will hook them still occasionally on it. Don't get me wrong, you will do. But if you want successful hookups for a lot of the time, stick with the two that I've just suggested. It is only a suggestion. That's what I found works. I've been catching a lot of them over the last 3 years. And once you start catching a particular species, I've not really come out my way to. Initially, I wasn't like thinking, "Oh, let's target Huss off this mark," but the Huss started showing, so you fish what's there, and it's always a good backup into it. If you can get a double figure Huss, well, double figure fish off the shore and upwards. And then once you've caught a few fish, you get to know the fish. You get to know what you need to do to be successful in hooking them. I've gone through every hook pattern for taupe, Huss, and everything off these rock ledges in the last couple of years. If you watch my videos back, you'll see. Absolutely nailed it. Look at that. I think it's time to go. Right, I'm gonna get off. I don't know what the fuck that was. Right, I'm back. Just gonna put all gear away and get up home. Don't know what that sound was. I shit myself, to be fair. I think it might have been wind. I think I put my rods in a bundle, and I think the wind slightly moved the bundle. It made a funny sound, but it sounded like a stone being kicked off at rocks or at me. To be fair, I think I've just misheard the sound. Just brush it off. If there's no supernatural out there, I'll chase the fucker. Chase the fucker down cliff, baffing off a cliff or something. Yeah. I don't know. I couldn't hear anything either when I just played that last bit of video back. Anyway, that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Um, Apologise for any dodgy language and stuff. Overtired, burnt out, uh, ready to get home. Nice one. Cheers. Bye.